Hey, welcome back everyone. It is time for another red hot cover call video. Well, hey, look, today we're going to talk about a trade where when I did my initial trade setup, I actually thought it was pretty darn good. Next thing you know, I'm getting hammered and the stock falls some 20 points. I'm going to actually show you what I did with that stock because just yesterday I closed the position, making a profit, having my shares taken away at my cost basis price. But you're not going to believe what you're about to see because I worked this trade until I had a green trade. That final green trade putting money in the pocket, even though it turned out to be an absolute disaster for about 2 months. We were able to battle back. So I'm going to show you that. I want you to stick around. I want to show you where I'm at so far. This is 2023. We've eclipsed my goal of 100,000 and we're moving on. As you can see, we're actually on pace this month, August, potentially to make $25,000. Currently, with all my trades right now on the books, if they expire worthless or in the money, shares taken away, all that good stuff, it'll be an additional $14,000 to the month. Here we are in the second half of 2023, not slowing down, rather shifting into next gear. Absolutely have projections of doubling my goal of $100,000 in 2023. Can I actually make $200,000 selling premium? Well, that's all pie in the sky, and we work it one trade at a time. That's why I'm going to show you this VLO trade for which I got involved at $129 per share, only to see it fall all the way down to $107, kicked in the nads. But let's take a look at how I managed the trade and show you how it ended up being profitable. Now let me give you a little sneak peek as to what this looks like. What you're seeing there is my ultimate tracker for this stock from the day I got involved. I got involved using a cash secure put. You can see it right in the middle of the screen. We're going to look at the trade setup on the charts just so you get a better idea of why I picked this moment in time, April 17th, to write a cash secure put using the 129 strike. But I'm going to challenge you to stick around to the end of this video because at the end of this video, I'm going to show you exactly why I closed this trade early. Spending money to close the trade profitable. Stick around to the end of the video. I'm going to show you exactly why. This is the number one problem most covered call writers have. Knowing when to close a trade when a stock is in the money. I'm going to show you that. So stay to the end of the video. Now look, if you like anything you hear in this video and how I generate monthly cash flow in retirement to pay the bills and live the good life, what I want you to do is subscribe to the channel. I come back every week, show you timely and relevant covered call and cash secure put trades. Look, this is my money. I'm using it to pay the bills in retirement. So I better make good decisions. I better be good at what I do. Well, look, if you want to watch my journey, subscribe to the channel. And hey, look, if you like this video today, bang that like button. It lets me know you like what I'm doing. And while we're here, I'm offering you one free month. Grab the one free month of the membership. Everything you're about to see in this video, including at the very end where I show you how to close a trade profitable when the stock's in the money, my members got. And I'll tell you what, it is unbelievable what I show to the members, whether they be stock, trade ideas, all of my trades in and out, my kids' small ball accounts, they see all those trades. And they have access to exclusive videos you don't see here on YouTube. And, of course, all of the tools, including the upgraded CTP dashboard for which you can only have access if you're a member. I'll tell you what, that dashboard has the best stocks trading now. We're able to use the dashboard to research our stocks and to ultimately, hopefully, make a good decision. It's exclusive, and I'll tell you what, and there's nothing like it on the internet. And oh, by the way, that premium dividend dashboard, absolutely killer. We use it every single week to try to find a covered call with dividend capture play. Go to cptdashboard.com, click Upgraded Dashboard, get your one free month offer. All right, let's slide VLO in here. VLO being an energy company, I had noticed a couple things. One of them being a fat dividend that was coming. I wanted to be a part of it. So what I did was I looked at the chart at the time, and the charts at the time was telling me a story. That story was rather simple. The stock had peeled off. We were getting close to a dividend. Usually what I like to do, 2 weeks before the X date, I found it on my premium dividend dashboard, by the way. 2 weeks before, I noticed the stock was getting pounded, and I absolutely liked where it was trading, and I thought this was a great opportunity to get involved with the stock, and as it starts to move towards the dividend date, it might move higher, so those investors will get the dividend. It pays over $1, and I'm thinking it's already ripped, so why not? Now, it's trading at about 129, and when I did the trade setup, I absolutely thought with this being the last line of resistance and it breaking through, and for the most part using that line as support, it was a great opportunity to get involved right here. That's April 17th, and that's 129. So what do? The stock's actually down on the day, and by the way, I would love to sell cash secure puts on down days because you're getting more premium for your cash secure puts. It's similar to an up day where if you own the shares and you write a covered call, you're going to get more call premium because it's up. It's really simple. Write your covered calls on up days, sell your cash secure put on down days. Well, in this case, it was down, and I went ahead and decided to sell that cash secure put. It was a 129 strike, and to be honest with you, don't know if I was going to be assigned the shares, but what I thought is that if the stock moves higher into that dividend, I probably wouldn't be assigned the shares. If I was assigned the shares, obviously 129 would be a good starting point because I felt like that was the line of support. You know, look, nobody has a crystal ball, right? And nobody is a technical chart reader expert. I'm sorry. There's a lot of things that are involved that we have no control. We as retail investors have no control. So we have to kind of pick our spots the best we can. And in this case, this is where I'm planting my flag. I'm thinking at this point, this is a great entry. We're going to have a plan, meaning I'm going to sell this cash secure put, and if I'm assigned the shares, then we're going to go ahead and write a covered call. And that's exactly what we did. Take a look at the initial trade. That initial trade was a cash secured put. It was 1,000 shares. I got $3.52. So right off the bat, if I'm going to be assigned the shares, I'm going to collect $3,500. With that said, I own the shares, and I'm going to own the right to that dividend, right? So I'm going to write a covered call through the dividend, and what I'm going to try to do is collect the dividend and have my shares taken away. So what do? When the stock's trading for about 110, it had fallen that much, I decided to write the 117 strike. Now, you're saying to yourself, why did you pick the 117 strike? Well, at this point, I'm trying to pick $5 to $6 to $7 out of the money just so I can manage the trade, right? The stock's down. I'm down some 19 points. You know, I really don't have a feel for where this thing could go. All right. I can look at the charts, but hey, this thing is falling off. So what I'm doing, and as you can see, as I write these out of the money crumb trades, it's about $7, $8, $9 out of the money. I'm trying to write these little crumb trades where with 1,000 shares, if I get 80 cents or 90 cents, that's $900 on the table, and I'm down tremendously on the stock. We have to battle back, man. We cannot sit on our hands and cry the blues. You know, we have to try to make money. So what I'm doing, and you can see it plain as day, I'm trying to use $8 to $9 to $10 strikes out of the money just so I don't have my shares taken away. And if by chance the stock does make a tremendous move, well, maybe I can manage it, right? If it moves some $10 in a 30-day period, then at that point, without no major news, then it might be gassing out, right? Wall Street starts to take profits and it'll gas out. So I'm able to manage the trade by maybe buying back the option, not paying that much, and then rolling for another covered call. The idea is I'm writing those deep out of the money strikes just so I don't have to manage this trade. So let's fast forward, because what I think you noticed is I would place the trade, collect a little crumb, and then as the trade played out, I might buy it back and write another covered call. I'm using the stock as a little cash cow. Generate 300, 400, 500 bucks. We do this a couple times a month. I'm having fun, right? I'm down 19 points. I'm kicked in the ribs. We have to stay sharp. So by writing little covered calls and buying them back and then rolling, you're staying sharp. You're in the game, right? So I'm staying active. I'm in the game. I'm having fun. Well, one of the last trades I did leading into the second dividend, I went ahead and used my expected stock move calculator. And what I did was this: I plugged in the volatility at the money for the strike I was going to pick. It turned out the stock was going to move from about 115. You see it right there. This is when I plug in the data for the expected stock move calculator. It's trading at 115.50. I picked the 126 strike. So the calculator returned implied volatility that in 30 days it should move to 126. Well, as you can see, this thing pops. And I think it pops because of this bad boy. Another dividend, and I'll tell you what, another $1 crumb or $1,000 sitting on a table. So what ends up happening is this: it starts to move, and it's moving higher and higher and higher. I'm in a spot where my cost basis is 129. I'm going to have my shares taken away at 126. We can't have that. So before the X date, I have to make a decision. You know, expiration might be out here, but the X date being right here, I have to make a decision. The stock is now trading for 128. The call buyer is going to come in, grab my shares at 126, and he's going to make the dividend. He's going to make money because he's going to make money on the stock move and the dividend, which pays back. I think I got 90 cents for that covered call. So he's going to make profit. I have to take action. So what I decided to do, 2 days before the X date, I literally buy it back, spending money, and then I write another covered call. But let me show you where I wrote this covered call. This might interest you. What I did was this. With this 126 strike, you could see I had to pay money to close the trade and alleviate my obligation. Okay, so now I own the shares. It's trading at about 128x. Why did I then write the 127 strike on my very next trade? It's because once we get past the X date, which was in 2 days, the stock's going to fall $1, right? So what I want to do here, instead of writing the 128, I'm going to write the 127, adjusting for the stock move down. Now, there's another idea here that I'm thinking about. Once people buy into the dividend and they get paid, Wall Street tends to sell the stock. They've already collected the dividend. They go ahead. They've had a nice little run up from 115 to 128. They collect the dividend. Now they sell it off. Now that theory was nothing more than pie in the sky, but what happens next? I go ahead and buy that option back, picking up a $1,300 crumb, and then I write another covered call. The last covered call is in the money for me, 129, and my shares are going to be taken away. Now that's a profitable trade. And you're wondering, why did I lose $4,800? Well, let's talk about it. And I'm glad you stuck around to the end of the video, because now I'm going to absolutely answer one of the biggest problems or misunderstandings most young covered call writers have. It's buying back an option when the stock is in the money, meaning it's gone past your strike price. Okay, the stock has moved past your strike price and now is in the money. So your option, right, your option that you got paid money for has two components: intrinsic value and time value. Once a stock moves past the strike price, what happens is every single tick up starts to fill the intrinsic value portion of your option. And as time ticks away, because we get time decay, there is an expiration, the time value starts to reduce. We have to know when we're profitable. Because if we decide to take this trade off the board, meaning we buy back the near-term covered call, like I did for $4,800, I have to know how profitable I am because I'm paying for time value. That's the key here. Time value has to be tight And we have to understand that. If I just willy-nilly buy this back, I could be paying too much and it's not profitable. So I want you to focus on this calculator right here. You're not going to like it because I paid a lot of money to end this trade. And I'm going to tell you exactly why I did that. But here's the deal. I plug in my cost of the shares, where it's trading, the current option price. Remember, I got paid like $3.50 for that. It's now trading above my strike price of $129. So now there's $5.78 of real money in the option. Ultimately, the difference between the real money in the option and the real-time option price, right? The real-time option price when it's trading at $34.78 is $7.40. The real money is $5.78. The difference is $1.62. So the $1.62 is the real cost of this trade, which turns out to be $1,600. Okay, you're saying to yourself, John, you paid $4,800. Explain that. The way the tracker is set up, it shows real money on this view, but on my calculator, it shows the time value difference. Don't get confused here. At the end of the day, I'm going to have to buy this sucker back for $7.40. That equals $4,800. But the real value of this trade is the real-time option price minus the real value or the intrinsic value in the option. Turns out it's $1.62. I'm giving up $1,600 on this individual trade. Some would say, that's a lot of money, man. You're giving up half of the current covered call premium. And this is why I'm a different trader than anyone else. It's called time. Money is time. Time is money. You've heard of that, right? So the stock has absolutely blasted past my strike price. Now it's a waiting game. I'm literally sitting on my hands to make $1,600. I hope you kind of understand this, where the current option price is $7.40. The real money in the option of this $7.40 is $5.78. What is the difference? It's $1.62. $1.62 is the cost. Well, that's $1,600. Remember, this is $129,000. Can I make, see, this is how I make this decision. Can I make $1,600 using the time on our next trade? Let's go ahead and take a look at what the expiration date was. If you notice, I did this trade literally 7 days ago, and that trade had an expiration date of August 25th. August 25th. So the question here is, I give up $1,600 on this trade, but then I have access to $129,000. And when this trade goes down, this was a couple days ago, I still have 20 days to do something with this money. Because otherwise, I'm literally sitting for 20 days to pick up $1,600. And that is why I make that decision. That is why I decide to buy this option back, because time is money. And with 129K, I'm able to go out and buy a couple other stocks, maybe another one stock play. Well, I was able to do that. Let me show you the trades I put on using this money. Now you're looking at my phone app for the members. Remember we talked about that membership, you get 1 free month offer? Well, you get a phone app. And every single trade in and out is put inside the phone app. Here is a recent poor man's cover call trade I did with my 10 leaps call options with AMD, knocking it down. But here's 2 trades that I did with FAS, where I did a cash secure put and I bought more shares and wrote a covered call. I still have some $60,000 left from that $129,000 to invest and to try to make back all of that money. As you can see, if these trades go to expiration, that is over $4,400. So it answers the question, should I have let the VLO trade continue, collect the $1,600, or buy it back, pay the $1,600, and then use that time? Time is money, and in this case, I went ahead and wrote the covered call. I want you to know something. This is for the same exact expiration date, August 25th. And we're deploying the rest of this money Probably today. Tell you what, at the end of the day, members get to see every single one of my trades in and out. They got to see the Honeywell poor man's covered call. Hey, when I did that poor man's covered call on PayPal, how about the cash secure put trade I did on TNA? These are trades they get. Usually it's a trade idea. Usually I do it. If I'm going to do the legwork, I'm probably going to do the trade. Oh, by the way, there is the VLO trade. The total cash on cash, money on the table from the $129,000 I invested, $8,900. And if we go back to our tracker, you can see we plug in that last covered call for which we lose money. It deducts it from all the covered calls I wrote. Then, because we own the shares with no obligation, I sell the stock for $34.95. We ultimately make $5,900 on the stock sale. The combined total of everything for this trade, since I took it on April 17th, 6.9% or $8,900. Now, for some of you, you might say, look, man, 6.9% in 4 months, that's not kicking ass. What I'll tell you is this trade is an example of how we might get involved in a trade. We do our homework, we do our due diligence, we're feeling good, and then the trade goes south. And now we got to manage the trade, and we do, because that's what we do. We stay the course because we cannot sit on our hands because the bills keep hitting the table. So we got to keep putting money on the table, okay? That is why this trade is successful. Hey, look, I'm going to leave it there. If you liked anything you heard today, I want you to subscribe to the channel. I'm coming back with more videos talking about this. And if you like this video today, bang that like button. It lets me know you like what I'm doing. Hey, look, be safe, be healthy, most important, be lucky. Until next time, may all your covered calls be profitable.